What's up, guys? Welcome back or to the channel, and today I've got another good one for you. I know a lot of people have been asking, so we're gonna go over exactly what options and all the packages and everything that I got on my new 2022 Jeep Gladiator that we are in right now. And I have already been using this thing for about 2 weeks almost. I'd say about 10 days. We've already taken it camping, we've already taken it hiking, canoeing, so we've definitely got some good use out of it. And I just want to basically go out there and let you guys know what options we got and why I picked those options, because I custom ordered this Jeep and I basically waited around 2 months, which is really short for a custom order. So I got lucky and I didn't have to wait too long, and I figured, yeah, let's go start using it and enjoying it right away because it's summertime. So I've already put 1,310 kilometers on it in about a week, just over a week, I'd say maybe 10 days. Excuse me. So let's go, let's find a nice quiet spot over here and let's go over exactly what spec I got. And I do actually have the window sticker, so we get to see all the options, everything, total price, and I did not actually pay that price. I got a lot better deal than that. I'll let you guys guess how much I actually paid, but the base price was $58,745 and the total price was $77,945. So $19,000 in options. Now that's a lot of options. What did I get exactly? Well, let's go and check it out and let me tell you guys why I got those options. But like I said, I definitely did not pay this amount. I got a pretty good deal. I paid almost what you would pay for this build in US. So this is a Canadian build, this is Canadian prices. If you built this exact Jeep in this exact spec in US, the US price is very close to what I paid. So I think I got a great deal. So let's go, let's take a look and let's see exactly what I got. The first thing on the optional equipment is the Hydro Blue Pearl paint. The Hydro Blue Pearl paint, as you can see, is really nice. The thing is, it kind of shows up funny on camera because it is a pearl. So you can see it is lighter and then darker depending on where you're standing and depending on the light. Oh, I almost lost that. So depending on where you stand and depending on the light, it's different in every kind of situation. So it's a lot lighter in the sun, a lot darker in the shade, and it's a lot harder on camera to show you guys the actual color than I thought it would be. So it's not as dark as it looks here, and if you were to go on the website and you were to throw this color onto a Jeep, it almost looks like a baby blue. So it's really hard to kind of show you guys exactly, but I'll do my best to color adjust the video to make it as accurate as possible. But from my screen here, what I'm looking at on the GoPro right now, it looks like a navy blue, and it's not a navy blue. It's definitely more of a royal blue, but I'll kind of let you guys know if I can get the color corrected or not, and I'll drop a line in the bottom. But the next thing is trailer and tow package. So heavy duty engine cooling class 4 hitch and a trailer hitch zoom. So basically what the trailer hitch zoom means is when you're in the backup camera, you can click zoom and it'll position the camera more for the trailer, for lining up a trailer. But you get your hitch receiver here. I'm pretty sure it's a 2-inch receiver. Don't quote me on that. I haven't actually measured it. I haven't got myself a ball for it. So I don't know what size the actual receiver is here, but I believe it is a 2-inch receiver. So I've got that guy. We've got our plugs here. The next thing that I got is the cold weather group. So heated steering, heated front seats, and remote start. So as you can see here on my key, I've got the remote start. So if we click that twice, and the engine is now started. You can also cancel your remote start by just pressing it again. Now the engine is off. So in case you press it by accident, or you sit on your keys and you look out the window, or you just realize that your engine is running, you can actually turn that back off by pressing that button. LED lighting group, the LED tail lights, the LED headlights, and as well as, I believe, these are LED as well. So we've got the LED fogs, LED headlights, LED markers and turns. So all around it's LED, and I like that for the fact that they are a lot brighter. They are really actually a lot brighter. They're very useful on the road and off-road. And I like the way that they designed the light. It actually looks pretty good. Has a nice little Jeep logo in there. It's pretty nice. Not a bad looking light at all for a stock factory light. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this is the Rubicon, obviously. So we've got safety group, park sense, rear, and assist. So basically that gives you the blind spot monitoring as well as the sensors here in the bumper. And if you guys are wondering about getting the sensors for your own Jeep or Gladiator, most aftermarket bumpers actually do have the cutouts for the sensors, so you don't have to worry about that if you do plan on going aftermarket with your bumper. And you can get yourself a nice bumper or whatever bumper suits your style or uses, and you can still get these to function. Now, the other nice thing about the Rubicon is you get a steel bumper. So this is a steel bumper all throughout the bottom and all throughout the side here. The top cap and the front little corner here is plastic. This is plastic, the top cap is plastic. That little center section here for the license plate and for the lights, that is plastic, but underneath, that's steel. It's all steel all the way around. So it's nice if you do go off-road and you touch anything. The hitch will touch first, but if you do touch anything over here on this side, you've got your rock rails that tie right into the bumper here very nicely, and everything flows together. It actually looks really great and it functions. The other thing that I got is advanced safety group. The advanced safety group and the safety group, you cannot get advanced safety without buying this safety. I didn't want the rear park and blind spot monitors. That's not something I ever really use or need. It's nice to have, but it's not something that I'm gonna rely on, so I don't really care that I have them. The thing that I did want is the adaptive cruise control with stop. That means that you can come all the way to a complete stop from highway speeds. You can set it to whatever you want. You can set it to 100, 120, 130. You can set it to whatever in miles per hour. You can set it to 60, 70, 80, whatever you want. It'll come all the way to a complete stop for you, and it'll also start the vehicle back up for you as long as you're not stopped for more than 3 to 5 seconds. Now, personally, I love that function just for the fact of when you're sitting in traffic and there's stop and go traffic, you don't have to sit there and actually keep giving gas and braking yourself and just strain yourself by constantly switching back and forth and pivoting there. And it is a little bit of a pain in the ass. I won't lie, like sitting in traffic sucks. If you've sat in traffic before, you'll know it's not fun. So when you have that feature, excuse me, I just came back from camping. I don't know if I'm getting sick, but yeah. So that feature is great because it'll come to a complete stop for you. And if you have it set to 60, 70, 80 miles per hour, or in Canadian kilometers per hour, 100, 120, 130, whatever, it'll go all the way to a complete stop, and if traffic picks back up again, it'll come back all the way up to its regular speed, as well as maintaining whatever distance you preset for yourself on the dashboard there. Oh, I left the key in the back. So it'll also do a preset 1, 2, 3, 4 car lengths, I believe. It'll do up to 4 car length distances, and you can basically choose that with these buttons here on the dash. And what that allows you to do is keep a safe distance. So say you set it to 60 miles per hour, but traffic is slowing down, it'll keep that distance. It'll slow down for you, it'll pick back up for you, it'll come to a complete stop, it'll come back all the way up to speed. And I love that feature. It just takes a lot of strain off the driver. It makes it that much easier to drive. It makes it that much more enjoyable to drive on the highway. And yes, I do know how to drive. I've been driving for probably 15 years now, and it's just a feature that I enjoy, especially on long trips. It takes a lot of strain off of you, and you don't actually mind traffic as much, except for the fact that you're getting somewhere slower. That's the only real inconvenience that traffic causes you now at this point with that feature. The next 2 things on the list are the auxiliary buttons group. So I do have the auxiliary switches, which give you 4 auxiliary switches. Gives you the leads underneath the dash to actually, underneath the hood to actually access these and be able to add in whatever you want. They're already fused. They're already they have relays on them, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You can check exactly what the amperage is for all of these. I have to look it up. I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, but you can basically light up or power anything that you need to as far as accessories, up to 4. So if you do have more, you'll obviously have to get your own switches, but it's nice to have 4 at least built into the Jeep and have it nice and clean. You don't have to actually put any extra switches anywhere. at this point. The other option I got are the plastic dorsal guards. You can get these in plastic or aluminum. I got them in plastic just so that when you're getting in and out, it gives you that little bit more peace of mind that you're not going to be stepping on paint or scuffing anything, and you're not going to be rubbing through the paint until it rusts. So it gives you that little bit of peace of mind, because I know that on my 20-year-old Wrangler, it is rusting in this area and it doesn't have any protection. So that's why I got that. The next thing that I got is the cargo management group. And the cargo management group, basically, what that does for you, it doesn't give you this cover. This cover is separate. It gives you the trail rail. So as you can see on that side, there's a rail there with some hooks. So basically what these hooks here do is allow you to attach anything, kind of like on a boat dock. You've got the little hook around, you've got a loop right through, and you can loosen these up and move them all down the rail wherever you want. And they'll move all the way to the end. You can group them together, you can have them wherever you need. This is where I use mine, so this is where I leave it. But honestly, these things are great. I've already used them a ton, and they just give you that little bit more flexibility of tying down your load. And they are spring adjusted. There is a little knob in there. Super easy to use. The knob is on a spring, so it doesn't actually come out when you undo it all the way, so you don't have to fiddle with getting it back on there. It always stays on. The other thing that you get with that, with the cargo management group, is the plug in the bed. So this is a 400 volt plug. It is 400 watt 115 volt 400 watt plug. Now the amperage on this I have to check, because I did plug something in here over the weekend when I was camping that only ran about 250 watts, but it probably pulled too many amps because it kept tripping off. So I would put it in, it would trip it, the sensor or the relay or whatever, and it would turn the plug off, and then it would come back, try again, and it just kept tripping. So I know that whatever amperage that is set to wasn't enough for that one device, even though the wattage was okay. And the other thing that you get is the lockable under seat storage. So you do get a lock here. If you don't get the cargo management group, you still get an underseat storage, but your underseat storage only has this rail here. It's just a rail that holds things in. This backside is open. There's no dividers or anything. This is super handy because you get two sides which are joined. So if you need to, you can stick a rifle in there. You can lock it. It's locking. It's got a handle, so that you can actually unbolt it. It is bolted, but you can unbolt it if you do choose to take it with you, and you can leave it unbolted and it'll still fit in its place. There's a handle, so if you do use it for a rifle or for whatever, lock up your stuff. You can fit fishing poles in here, whatever you need, and you can go. And I do have some more expensive stuff in here. I have like a battery booster, the Noco battery booster. I've also got a bi-directional scanner in case I need to check any codes or whatever on my vehicle or my friend's vehicles. So it's nice to have that option to lock this side up. Even though you do have locking storage back here, you can throw a key in there and throw some stuff back there. Obviously my items that are back here aren't very high value. I've got a window cleaning guy, like a window cleaning spray, and my windshield washer. So nothing too expensive, so I'm not really locking that, but it is nice to have the locking storage underneath there. And the other thing I got are the slush mats. You can see these cover the entire back here. They do split right in the middle. They kind of have like a locking in system, so they lock in, but they do split. So when you take them out to clean them, which I've already done once, it's super easy because they basically turn into the size of one mat, and I love that. So I've got slush mats in the back, slush mats in the front. And if you guys didn't see, the cool thing about these is when you have a drain plug here, usually what happens is this drain plug sits, oh, I almost dropped her in there. This drain plug sits like this, and usually you have a piece of carpet here. I'll show you on the other side. What happens is when you get these, there's a piece of foam here, and it actually has this lip, so that this becomes your new drain plug. So you stick her in there, and you'll feel it click, and now this is your new drain plug. So if you want to wash these mats out, if you have any kind of debris or anything, or say it's wintertime and you're melting a lot of snow off your shoes, you open the plug and it drains right outside to the bottom of the Jeep. Now, I haven't done the other one yet, so I'll show you how they come. So from the factory, basically what you get when you order the slush mats or the all-weather mats is there's a piece of carpet here. And if you take this piece of carpet right here, and you can see how it's only attached right there on two little sides. If you pull this out, there we go. See, it was just attached by those two little tabs there. Now you have access to your drain plug. So now if you want, you can take this, pull the drain plug out, click your mat into place. There you go, you heard that click. Click that into place. And now this is your new drain plug. And now you're ready to go for the winter or for whatever adventures you want, and you can drain right to the bottom of the Jeep. You can see light right through there. So the other thing you guys have probably noticed by now, I got the cloth seats. That was an option, or an option that I didn't check on purpose. And the reason that I got the cloth seats is a lot of people that own Jeeps and Wranglers and Gladiators will tell you the leather seats kind of aren't the most comfortable seat to sit in, and they're not that great over long trips, and your ass kind of goes numb. Honestly, I've never had leather seats in any vehicle, so I don't miss them. And personally, I've always had cloth seats, and they're more comfortable to me, in my opinion. From other people's vehicles I've been in, I just prefer the cloth, especially if you're going to be taking off the top, or you're going to be taking off the freedom panels, or say you're even going to be taking off the doors. You don't want that leather to get super hot, and every time you get in, it's either burning you or you're sticking to it. I live here in Canada, so we get pretty cold winters. I also don't want to be getting in a frozen leathery seat every single time. The cloth heats up a lot quicker. I do know that the cloth isn't as easy to clean. It does get stains. It does get doesn't get rips as easy. It does get stains. That's pretty much it. It gets dusty and it gets stains, but a good vacuum and a little bit of rubbing with a little bit of cloth, and they come out pretty damn clean. Like I said, I just went camping and they were pretty gray and dusty after camping, because I was driving around in the campsites without the windows, with the windows down I should say, for a while, and they got pretty dusty. But a quick little vacuuming and a quick rub with a cloth, they look like new, and I'm super glad I got them. Nobody has complained yet. They all say that they're super comfortable. Everybody loves them. I love the way they look. I like the little pattern that they have. They've got a little like hexagon pattern. They've got the red stitching because it's a Rubicon. You can see that it has the Rubicon stitched into it at the front, just like the leather seats would. So I'm really not missing anything. And you still get the leather steering wheel and leather in the center console here. That's just standard. That's something that they include basically on every Wrangler or Gladiator. And if you guys didn't know why I keep saying Wrangler and Gladiator, it's because the Gladiator and the Wrangler are the exact same vehicle from about here forward, from that door. Anything past that door line changes. Underneath, they're pretty much identical as well. The frame is different. The frame is a little bit more robust on these. They do have different axles. They have a little bit more heavy-duty axles in them. They have more heavy-duty axle shafts because of the tow rating and the ability to tow. But underneath, everything is the same, from the way that the steering is, the way that the control arms are, the way the exhaust is set up, the engine, transmission, transfer case. It's all identical, unless you get a different engine, like you get a diesel or you get the 2-liter turbo on the Wranglers. That's not available on these, actually. Actually, I don't believe it is. Could be, but I don't think it is at this time. And yeah, honestly, they all drive the same. They all drive very similar. I believe the Gladiator drives a little bit better because of the longer wheelbase. It kind of soaks up the bumps that much better. But at the end of the day, they're pretty much almost the exact same vehicle. The next thing that I got was the Mopar tri-fold tonneau cover. So that is this guy that you guys saw here. This is the 3-piece or tri-fold. It is actually one piece, but it has 3 pieces that fold into each other, and they all lock individually. So you can see, you can open that, it's still locked. And the beauty of this is, when your bed closes to about there, it keeps it locked so that nobody can get in and unlock it themselves and get into your stuff. It's also hard, so you don't have to really worry about anything kind of damaging your stuff. You don't have the ability to pack too much weight on top of this. I don't know the weight rating, I have to check that, but it's not really made for you to really be packing too much on top of it. It's just a hard cover instead of a soft cover. And this one does have the ability to lock itself in the folded position over there, so it will not actually stand up like they do on some pickup trucks. I was not aware of that, but this one will lock itself in kind of like there, and it'll hold itself down so that the wind doesn't pick it up, but you can lift it all the way up. If you stick a cloth there between the glass and the tonneau, you can actually have it stand up like that for when you're loading cargo, but you can't lock it in that position for driving. As far as how waterproof it is, it's about 90 to 95%. If it rains, you don't have to worry about the rain getting in. If you do go through a car wash, you will get a little bit of water on the sides, not too much, and a little bit of water on the end, because when the tailgate is closed, it leaves a little bit of gap, so the water does get in there. You can see there's a bit of gap there. That's basically to give it clearance for it to open and close. That is something you can throw a weather stripping in. Some people have done that. Personally, for me, it doesn't really affect me too much, so I'm gonna leave it for now. The other thing you guys have probably noticed, I got the spray and bed liner. That is something I think should come standard on every single truck. I really don't get people who buy a truck and don't have a spray and liner, unless they already prefer some brand of liner they're gonna go throw in themselves. I see a lot of people that buy trucks and use them as trucks and don't have a liner, and they just start throwing crap in there. And yeah, I don't know how long your bed's gonna last once it starts rusting, but I think this is the best and most important option you can do on any pickup. The other thing I got, or the next thing on the list, is Gorilla Glass. So you can see I've got the little logo there, Corning Gorilla Glass. We've got the little gorilla, and basically because of the angle of the windshield, it's not 90 degrees. I wouldn't even, well, maybe it's 45, but I would say it's a little bit more straight than a 45. There is a lot of bug catching and rock catching this windshield does. It loves to collect rocks and it loves to collect bugs. Even after washing the Jeep, there's still a lot of bug debris and just bug splatter on the actual windshield that I have to clean off still, and I will get to that. But I took this thing and washed it, and the bugs were just like intense. I'm telling you, it was crazy all over the front, because the front is obviously also almost 90 degrees, or it is 90 degrees until it slopes up at the top at that bend, and there's your other bug catcher. So a lot of people complain that the windshields break a lot, and I've also heard really good things about the Gorilla Glass windshields. So I figured for that price of 250 bucks, which is like a quarter of the price of a new windshield, or basically the price of a new windshield if you don't have a Gorilla Glass windshield is around 250 bucks, but if you do have the Gorilla Glass, it costs you a little bit more, I think. So yeah, for a fraction of the cost of a new windshield, you get the Gorilla Glass. The next thing I got is the Black Freedom Top. The Black Freedom Top, the reason I got that is I am going to be off-roading this thing and taking it through tight trails. Here in Canada, we have a lot of trails that are basically covered in trees and a lot of tree limbs sticking out, so I don't want to be worrying about scratching the top of my hardtop. I also don't want to be worried about every time I take out the Freedom panels that I have to worry about scratching the paint on those. As well, I like the two-tone. The two-tone kind of looks great. It's kind of a Jeep thing. You always see Jeeps with a two-tone hardtop as classic Jeeps. So that's basically what I went with. I like the look, and yeah, that's why I chose black. And I do not have the soft top. This is a Freedom panel storage bag. I kept calling it the soft top storage bag in my last video, but this is the Freedom panel storage bag, so you can put your two Freedom panels in it. It comes when you get a hard top, and I just prefer the hard top. I do not have a soft top. I do not have anywhere to store my soft top or anywhere to store my hard top if I were to leave it off for a long period of time. So this is what I've got, and I'm happy with it. Next thing on the list is the steel front bumper and body colored fender flares. Body colored fender flares, you can get these in a black plastic, so they'll be basically like this. I prefer the body color. I think it just kind of completes the look. It looks a little bit better. Obviously for off-roading, the black plastic is a lot easier to maintain, a lot easier to replace, and you don't see as much damage on it. But personally, I just love the look. Yeah, that's pretty much why I got those. They look great. The steel bumper is actually super sweet. I love the way it looks. I don't plan on changing out the bumper anytime soon at all, because I love how it looks. The main reason I got it is because it is also a stubby bumper. It's a three-piece. So you've got your end caps here, which you can take off using these bolts, and once you remove those, your bumper basically ends like so. So basically you've got a stubby bumper. It gives you all the clearance you need for your wheels, and with stock wheels it basically gives you a full clearance. If you have any kind of an offset wheel with a larger tire, aftermarket stuff, then you'll have even more clearance once you take these corners off. So I love that fact, and they look great. It also comes with this integrated bottom like scuff guard or rock plate or skid plate. Basically it's built for going off-road, and I love the way it looks. It's functional. You also have the ability to take out this plate here and throw in a winch. You do need to buy an adapter plate to attach your winch, but once you take this plate out, you can take this cowl off as well, and you can throw in a winch, and it actually sits pretty recessed in there. I think the top of the winch usually sits at about yay high, so that looks pretty damn good to me. I'm super stoked about that. I can't wait to throw a winch in there and see exactly how this bumper looks once you take the end caps off, throw a winch on there, and actually make it more functional and off-road ready. The next thing on the list that I'm pretty sure not many people get, or not many people have seen or even know is an actual thing that you can do, but I got the Bluetooth speaker. The Bluetooth speaker sits on this side. If you don't get it, you get a storage compartment here, but when you do get it, you get a Alpine speaker that is removable. When it's sitting in its place, in its cradle, it does charge from those pins back there that connect onto the back of the speaker, and it is part of your sound system. That's why it has so many pins. But when you take it out, it is a fully functional Bluetooth speaker with a Jeep grill as the speaker grill. And you can see you've got your Bluetooth buttons, pause, play, up and down for your volume, as well as you can take phone calls on it. And it is made by Jeep and Alpine, so it is an officially licensed product. It is an actual great speaker, and more than that, it is a power bank. So if you look on the back here, you do actually have a USB out and a USB in, or sorry, no, those are both USB out. You can see here, battery service, LED is green. That means you can use this as a power bank. It's charged. And it also has an auxiliary in and a charger. It doesn't come with a charger. Jeep tells you which charger you can buy. They're like 20 bucks or 10 bucks or something on Amazon. It's not a big deal. So if you want to charge it at home, you have that ability. But it is something that you can basically take with you to the campsite. It's waterproof, it's shockproof. You can use it at home. I'm going to be using it when I'm working on the Jeep, or when I'm just going to any kind of tailgating or anything like that. I love it. I think it's a great feature. I think that more people should do interesting things like this in vehicles. And yeah, it is like $300-400 bucks, which is a lot more expensive than what you can buy a better comparable speaker for. And it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get back in, as you guys can see here. But the beauty of it is, I'm not left-handed, so let me see. There we go. The beauty of it is it's built in. It's also part of your sound system. You do have your subwoofer here with the upgraded sound package when you get the Rubicon, or you get the 8.4 Uconnect with your upgraded package in any other Wrangler or Jeep. So it's nice that you have that. It's an extra piece, it's an extra speaker, because you don't actually have that speaker as an actual speaker, or that's just a storage piece when you're not using that. So it's nice to have that. I like it. Next thing on the list, after the portable speaker, I got the upgraded wheels. So that's what those look like. And the unfortunate thing is, on a Gladiator, on any Gladiator, you get a full-size spare, but you get a steel wheel. So it's actually a steely under there. So you can see I do have a full size, but it's a steely. So that is unfortunate, but what can you really do? Those I actually enjoy a lot better than the gray ones, the 5-spoke that you get. These are a little bit more just interesting to look at. I do like the way that they look with this color, especially with the black roof. They kind of play off each other really nice. Yeah, I'm super happy with those. I think it looks a lot better on this color. That's the only reason I got those. Otherwise, the other rims aren't ugly at all. I got the locking lug nuts. That wasn't very expensive. It was like 95 bucks. Spray and bed liner, which we already went over. Forward facing off-road trail cam, which I'll show you guys in just a second. And that's pretty much it. Destination charge, they charge you for driving it from the factory to where you are. Total price $77,945. Now remember, I did not pay $77,945. I got a great deal. Let me know what you think I paid, and let me show you guys that forward facing camera, because it's actually really cool. So if you go over here, I think we might have to start the Jeep. So if we go over here, there is the tailgate cam. Obviously the tailgate is getting down. There's the front camera, and you actually have a sprayer. So you can spray it there, and you can see it does actually clean off your camera for you. So that's really great, especially when you're off-road or in the winter time when it gets covered in all kinds of salt and debris, because where I live here, they put tons of salt on the road, and it's definitely not a fun time. But with all the options and all the good stuff I have in here, I'm confident that I'm not gonna have to do any kind of serious mods to this. I'm only gonna basically have to throw on some bigger tires, a lift, and a few other accessories and gadgets, and I should be ready to go and hit the trails. Now, that's not to say that we aren't gonna go hit the trails already. This thing is definitely built and ready to go off-road, and it will be going off-road. But if you guys know me and you've been following the channel, I do have a 2001 Jeep Wrangler that I've built for going off-road, and I still have it. And a lot of you guys that watch the channel love that thing and tell me not to get rid of it. So even though it might end up going away one day, for now I still have it. So for now, it's still gonna get taken on most trails, and that's what I'm using for rock crawling. This thing will still be going on adventures. I still will be taking it off-road, camping, hiking, overlanding, canoeing, fishing, everything that you can name that's outdoorsy. I love doing, and that's why I have a Jeep, and that's why I bought a new Jeep that I can basically daily drive and take on more adventures, because the other one is not the most fun to drive on the road. After all the mods, like, yeah, you can still drive it on the road, but it's not great. It's more built for off-road. Once you take it off-road, that's when it really shines, and that's when you really enjoy it, and that's when it really functions as it should, because that's what I built it for. And that was my main goal for that Jeep. When I bought it, I basically treated it like an ATV or a side-by-side. It only goes off-road, and it comes home and gets parked, it gets fixed, and then it goes back off-road, and that's all I ever do with that thing. So I wanted one that I can enjoy for daily use, for going on adventures, for all the same stuff I used the other one for, but just basically have the ability to do more with it, because it's more functional, more fun to drive, not as much of a pain in the ass, and it has all those creature comforts and all those options that I got. And yeah, I'm super happy. I do have a bit of a loan on this thing. I did pay off a good chunk. I think I paid off a little bit more than a third actually as my down payment, so I do have a little bit more to pay off. But I'm just being honest with you guys, that's where I am. I'm not rich. I'm not here to say I'm buying myself all kinds of new vehicles, but I wish I could say that. I wish I was rich. I wish I did have daddy's money. If you guys are ever heard that one, oh, it's daddy's car, daddy's money. Buddy, if I had a dad who was rich, I would drive any of his cars. I would be like, yeah, it's daddy's money, it's daddy's car. I don't have to work for it. It's like a present, basically. You're given a present. Somebody's like, yeah, here, take my car and drive it. Buddy, if I had a rich dad, or you have a rich dad and he wants me to drive his shit, call me. I'm coming. I'll be there tomorrow. Like, I'm not gonna be saying that I'm better than that. Like, I'll enjoy whatever I can in life. And this is where I am right now. This is the vehicle that I have. And this was my dream vehicle for the longest time. So I'm super stoked. It's still sinking in that I have it. I love this thing. Honestly, I can't wait to see where I'm gonna take it and where it'll take me, and the more adventures that we can take it on, because that's what it was for. It's an adventure rig, and that's what it's going to be used for. And yeah, let's go and let's have a good time with it. So thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything else you want to know about the Wrangler, about the Gladiator or the Wrangler, drop me a line, ask me a question, let me know what you guys want to know. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see. But we will be making more videos with the TJ soon. A lot of you guys are asking about that. I do have some mods that I'll be putting on the TJ this week, and I am planning to take it off-road soon. So we will be seeing more off-roading videos with that. And I am planning to take this on a light trail here and there. So we will be seeing some off-roading with this. So definitely watch out for that. If you guys are new around here, please jump down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because there's tons more videos coming your way. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, guys, ride safe out there. Peace.